hopeless. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like me being in that situation where the darkness is Satanism, and I'm going against my own kind, which is kind of like Batman. Batman's got this dark force that he works with, in the sense where he's just like viewed as a dark person, especially, and he goes against his own people, which would be those that are dark too, and those that do burglaries and crimes and stuff like that. It's a little similarity there, but yeah, they consider themselves to be Christians. They don't ever reveal to the common person that they do these kind of things. One of the popular sayings is that the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to make the world think that he doesn't exist. Satan is always the gentleman, so he's always going to present himself in the best way, and that's what they're doing. They're presenting themselves in the best way when they go out and do these things. They completely defy what you thought was a good person.
When I look around me, look at society that surrounds me here in the U.S., I see, a society that's comprised of Christians, Catholics, Jews, Muslims, but the culture here tends to be one of self-gratification, one of where sex sells, one where, people don't go to church or temples anymore, one where people don't really care about the poor folk. You do what you want. It's all about yourself. It's about buying what you want, doing what you want, get your education, do this, that, get more money. There's this loss of spiritualism that's also I see around me. From what you described, an atheist Satan, is that sort of what's happening to society? I mean, are we just not labeling it that, but maybe that's what's going on? That society is moving in this direction of Satanism?
Without a doubt. I mean, if you just take a look around you could see that this world has definitely come a long way. And remember in the early 90s, they wouldn't even say pregnant on TV, and now it's like, not only pregnant are they saying on TV, but they're saying the whole nine almost. And you know what I mean? This is what we're looking at. This is the world we're living in, and it's the satanic age, as Anton LaVey used to say. He opened the church in 1966. It's just wild, man, how it all comes together. You know what I mean? How it makes so much sense to be a Satanist these days. It's not, when you look at everything around you, you kind of like, I am the sole controller. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that is the one who has to do everything and make things right. So where is God? People are abandoning God. People are just saying, it's time for us now. It's time for the people to enjoy and indulge in these things that they were so held back from for many years. I mean, you remember the early Christian era where the nuns and stuff like that, and like that was a way of life that's so foreign to us now. I mean, being a Quaker or a person who that would indulge so much in Christianity, that would be so immersed in that. To nowadays, where it's like it's common to see kids swear, little kids are swearing and stuff like that. It's definitely something big. I definitely would agree with you. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a satanic world that's just basically breaking all boundaries, coming up as a powerful force at this time.
I wanted to ask you to maybe expand on that famous quote about the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And that's a quote that I've heard a lot for a long time, and I've thought a lot about it, trying to figure out what it really means. And I think that quote is relevant to what Tony was asking about in terms of, are people being consciously influenced by Satan, or in the selfish pursuit of money and material wealth and all of these things that really have no spiritual meaning, and the endless pursuit of these things will really leave you hollow in the end, because you can't take it with you. In terms of being a Satanist, is that the fact that is so, and I've seen that problem over the last 7-8 years get worse and worse with people's complacency and people, nobody's being nice to people that you don't know, or even people that you do know, seems like, sadly, it's becoming a thing of the past. It's all about me and what I'm trying to accomplish and how much, material wealth I can accumulate, and fuck everybody else. And is that concept due to Satan's influence, or does that come about because people are denying the existence of Satan?
The way I look at it is there's something that's been going on for a long time. I think it's a magnetic / electromagnetic thing that deals with the negative energy and positive energy. And you see it happen all the time, you know what I mean? From the kid that's getting bullied to the bully himself with the problems at home that make him a bully. It's like that negative versus positive energy is everywhere. You see like spirits and ghosts and things like that torment people, and it's like they torment people because they died with grief in their heart at their time of living. So as far as Satan's influence, I'd say that there's something going on. I haven't really put myself in that position to say exactly what it is that my father's doing. I don't understand a lot of things, and I think it's good that I don't understand a lot of things as well. It's as true honesty that's coming out of me right now in that way where I have to step aside and say, I have to let things be and say, all right, this is what I do know, and this is what I don't know. I don't see that as something that is it's not something that has to have my approval, my seal of approval on it. You know what I mean? I have to basically go along with the crowd on this one and say that I think that there's something going on, and it's basically what it is. And people see it all the time. They're looking at it and they're seeing. It's obvious that something's happening. It's like they're pouring too much water into the cup. You know what I mean? It's overflowing. So people are starting to see that there's something going on. And that as we progress through the future, we're starting to see more people becoming more satanic. I could definitely say that there's something going on with Satan at this time, where people are being influenced, and but at the same time, I don't try to force my views on other people. That's why as a Satanist, I'm standing alone, and I'm saying that this is my position, and this is who I am. But there are others that look at it this way, and there's others that look at it that way. So I'm just explaining my through my views exactly how I feel about it. While other Satanists might disagree, some of them might get mad because they're like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's all right, because it doesn't really matter to me. I've been fully treading my own path and stomping through, like saying, to make my own path. You know what I mean? It's not even about having an influence over people, because that's not the goal at all. It's basically how Anton LaVey looks at it, where he said that Satanists aren't made, they're born. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it too, is that Satanists are born, and that's exactly what it is. The more people start to understand these things, the more open they become to it. So I encourage other people to buy the Satanic Bible and buy the Holy Bible and buy all these different books so they can learn and see what's going on and have an idea. They'll be able to make their own decisions, and that's what's going to set you free. And but yeah, I mean, think about it though. It's not a bad thing to be selfish. It's a bad thing when you consider yourself to have to be selfless. Because when you do that, you're giving yourself out to other people. You're opening yourself up to damage, because you're basically saying, here's my all. You're giving your all to somebody else, and it's a foolish move. Kind of like Anton LaVey said with love, where it's like love is a selfish thing. It's not something that is it's a selfless thing where you give your all to that person, and you hope that person treats you right in the end. So it's pretty fucked up when you look at it. You got two different extremes. One extreme is you have yourself being a selfless person, and then the other side is saying I'm going to be selfish at the